Okay, so if I'm no longer a human, legally speaking, of course, I might as well have fun.
Trump said there are only two genders, and the Wi-Fi password movement is not coping well. Up first, like I mentioned, Trump just made big waves with one of his first business acts as president, signing an executive order declaring that the federal government will only recognize two genders, aka two sexes, male and female, and the LGBT influencer and activist crowd is not taking the news well. Here's my personal favorite from the gay news influencer on Instagram and TikTok.
Breaking gay news. I'm so sorry.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
It's the dramatic music for me. It's the, I'm so sorry, the horrified face. Like, I've watched this like 15 times and it still cracks me up. But like, am I the only one that missed the gay news part? This doesn't have anything to do with gay people. Now, it does have ramifications for transgender people and the gender identity activists, and we're gonna go through them. But this is the tenor of how things are being received. We're gonna take a look at one video that is interesting, I guess. In many ways, it left me lost for words. Take a listen.
Our new president has declared on day one of his presidency that our country will no longer recognize any gender aside from male or female. As a non-binary person who lives in the United States of America, I'm a New Yorker. I live in New York. I'm not going anywhere. I love this city. All right. Okay. So if I'm no longer a human, legally speaking, of course, I might as well have fun.
What? Huh? I'm no longer a human? No. Just because somebody doesn't acknowledge and enshrine into law your personality or whatever non-binary is supposed to mean in this context, and instead just correctly denotes your biological sex, doesn't mean that you're not a human. No one's saying that. Like, girl, calm down. And I'm sorry, but what is going on with this? Is it makeup? Or is it marker? Like, what is going on?
I might as well have fun. If I'm no longer legally a human, what does that make me? Something else? Something scary? Do I scare you?
To be honest, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I might as well be the monster you've made me. But nah, I can't. I'm not a monster. I'm actually full of love. There's a lot of uncertainty in the air, and one thing I do know for sure, one thing I am certain about, is that fun and interesting, weird, crazy-looking makeup brings me a lot of joy.
Babe, literally no one said you can't put whatever on your face you want to put on. You can draw marker squiggly lines all over your face and do whatever all that is. That's not changing. Nobody stops that, but it doesn't change your biological sex. That's all the government is saying here, that you're still a female, even if you take a marker and scribble all over your face. Like, what is going on?
I love doing this. I love doing this. And I know that it brings a lot of other queer people a lot of joy. So how am I spending my day this inauguration day? I am going to go commiserate with my fellow queer people at my favorite lesbian bar, ready for the circus.
I'm sorry. Not her calling other people a circus. Babe, the audacity! And why are you going to a lesbian bar if you're non-binary? The math is not mathing. I can't help but feel bad for this kind of person in all seriousness, though, because they seem to be getting very worked up and have a lot of misconceptions about what is and isn't happening. Nobody's stopping you from being quirky, from being a little odd, from doodling on your face, from calling yourself whatever you want. They're just saying that your biological sex on your federal documents is not going to be a choose your own adventure game anymore. That's it, babe. That's it. Unless, I mean, you're going to end up in prison or something where you may have to encounter some of these issues I talked about, which I hope you don't, but it's not that deep and it's not that insane to say there's two sexes and you can't change them. Like, that is the default position of most of human history. So